So your big brother come here. Yeah, I'm just waiting for to show up. To show up and to show out. I said I need big brother.
Here. This?
That's big brother, ain't it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
Go on, I told you I need big brother. You didn't never brought him. I need for the bread to be put on the table. I need you to bring me my strawberry watermelon pop. And y'all need to figure out who about to make these hamburgers. Why you stepping on my butt, little one? Lorenzo, why you in my room, dog? No, that's mom's. Put it down. I didn't buy exercise equipment so you can break it. There's my boy. Oh, shit. No, you're not about to be in my room. Go on. Y'all got pop out there. Bye. Y'all want to talk about, because I said this before, about this Noah's Ark and these Ham people and these Abraham people. So I can run it back. Let me run it back so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because I did a TikTok live about this, and then I posted it to my YouTube. But the brother Jonathan Owens, also known as Smash Rockwell, he basically went in depth on some of the topics that I talked about on one of my lives. And since I don't have the YouTube on my laptop, so I can go through the slides, I'm gonna see if I can bring out the stuff he was talking about, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let me run it back. So there, y'all, can y'all see that? And he got these from the website. Oh, that's not it's the screen. It's a screen share. Yeah, I don't think I can do that in the back either. Let me see. Yeah, I think they just screen shares. So this is from archaeology.org. It says archaeologists believe it is the work of the Old Kingdom dynasty for societies that rose to prominence in the Nile Valley from 3000 BC and built the Giza pyramids in a span of 85 years between 2589 and 2504 BC. That's a hell of a long time ago. Now, I think they put Noah at, I think he's at 24. Let me pull up the date because I did do it on my other live. Yeah, I'm just looking for the date. Oh, I'm in the wrong shit. Hold on. Noah is between. Yeah, but I'm just going with the biblical narrative. Noah is between 2000 and 1500 BC. So this is what I've been telling people for the longest. The Giza pyramid. It's not even the oldest. It's not the oldest. It's not the oldest. It's one of the newest. 2589 and 2504 BC. Noah came on the scene between 1500 and 2000 years. So again, how are the Egyptians coming from the lineage of Ham if they didn't exist? What's up, love? They don't exist yet. They don't come till after 2,500 years after, almost 2,500 years after this thing was already in creation. And then before they came into creation, this is the Giza pyramid. Look, it's the old kingdom. The old kingdom. You got to go to 3,000. So now we're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna go to 3,000, right? Hold on. I get a text message from my kid's school. So I'm going to the book, The Chronicle of the Pharaohs. I don't want any of that. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all the book, Chronicle of the Pharaohs. The reign by reign record of the rulers and dynasties of ancient Egypt. Okay, yeah, I need your books because you're gonna do your book. You're gonna read your book later. We probably read it around 7:30.
Okay, Dad.
So let me go back. The Chronicle of the Pharaohs, the reign by reign record of the rulers and dynasties of ancient Egypt, is by Peter A. Clayton, right? So we're looking for 3000 BC. So I'm at 800, so I got to go back. We're going back. And we got two. I gotta put a pin in it for what's his name? Noah. So I'm gonna use my daughter's book for a bookmark. So now I'm about to go to the 3,000. We have 24. We have 25. We have 26. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So we are at, no, I won't. I want to just stick with 3,000. I'm not going to Dozier, Dojet, Dan, and Jeb. I am sticking to 3,000 because there was rulers before 3,000, right? So we about to look up who was the top dog. at the 3. Because I gotta find the line where it stops at. So these are the people that they're giving you, right? Let me take a picture of it so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna flip it so you guys can see it. Hold on, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip the camera so you guys can see it. Okay, I hit flip camera, nothing happened. Okay, it's not gonna flip my camera. Okay, well, I'm gonna see if I can send it. I'm gonna see if I can send it to the phone. If I send it to the Okay, but I'm not debating that. But when I looked up when I looked up the Brazilian, what they call pyramid, it said it was a mound. That's all I'm saying. They said it was a mound, not a pyramid. So let me run it back. I got to get out of this one for a sec. Hold on. I got to go back into it. Back down and see if it's okay. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm going to try to change the layout so y'all can see it because it's a little small.
We don't see the pop.
Because your brothers probably took it. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna just stick. I'm gonna retake the picture and just stick to the dates.
There's a pop.
Your brothers have your pop. I just told y'all that. Okay, so let me back out. I'm gonna send it. I want y'all to look at the dates. So he made that up. Because it's in the book. All right, I'm sending it to the phone. I want y'all to just look at the date. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take the picture of the people that's supposed to be ruling during the time of Noah. There we go. So now I took it. I'm about to send the picture to the phone, and hopefully it's gonna let it pop up, so y'all can see it for yourselves. So I'm not making it up because it's in the book. Hold on. It's coming. I don't even need the book no more.
Dad, I found a pot.
You found it? Okay.
I heard a spirit.
What's the date on this? Yep, this is the one I want. So, oh, you should, now y'all can't see me. What the hell? Oh, I'm back. Y'all see me. So now I gotta open my book and go because y'all don't see the other names. That's why. Okay, so when you go to the 3,000 mark, right? Because that's where they said that the people were coming in to build this thing. They were trying to put the stuff together, right? So you got, this is 3150. You got Narmer. That's Zero Dynasty. That's what they saying. Yeah, that's right. So now you got Dynasty 1. That's between 3050 to 2890. Horha, Dozer, Dojet, Din, Anajib, Sikkermet, Simmerket, and Kua. Right? So those are the people that would have been ruling around the time of between 31 to 3000, going into 29, right? So you already had the Egyptians on the scene. Because remember, we're going to run it back. Run it back. Run it back. This is there. Nope, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. From archaeology.org. Archaeologists believe the work of the Old Kingdom rose to prominence in the Nile Valley from 3000 BC. And the Great Giza Pyramid was built. It took between 85 years, right, to build this thing up. I'm guessing that's what they're saying, or it's between 2589 and 2504. That's what they're saying. That's where they think that it was built between. So these people are already on the scene. They're already on the scene. They're there. They are on the scene. There's no Noah. There's no Ham. The people predate them. So the biblical narrative is that Noah is between 2000 and 1500 BC. So now I just took you to that. So now we're going to spin the block back. We're going to run it back. Is this 2000? No, you can't see the other side. But you can see this, right? Y'all see who they say is ruling in 2000. Got 2000? Yep, that's 2000. Mintu Hotep. That's who they say is ruling. Right? The second, not the first, the second. So if Noah had sons, and then he had a son named Ham, and the Egyptians are supposed to be from the seed of the Hamites, why is it that during the time that Noah was supposed to came into existence is 2000 BCE, we already got Mentuhotep the second. That means he had a daddy. He had the daddy. The daddy. So that throws all of this biblical stuff out of the window. The timeline's off. Your timeline is off. I don't care who it is. If the biblical people come to me with their timeline has to match archaeological evidence. You can't be like, oh, look, the Bible's timeline is this. And then I say, well, who came up with the biblical timeline? The people that study the Bible. You can't do that. Archaeologists have to get into the study and give you the timeline of the book. If you're saying that these is key players in the game and they was historical, well, we got to find them in the society. So then we can get a map. We can draw out a map. We can get the dates. We can kind of piece stuff together and then give you a timeline of where these people was at in history. Y'all not doing that job. Oh, look, here's the biblical timeline because it's in the biblical timeline book. No, we ain't doing that. We are not doing that. So now you got 464 years between when the pyramid was built. We're just talking about one pyramid. Just one. And the first Hebrew Israelite. Stop screaming, pretty girl. Daddy's screaming right now. Abraham. So now we're going to look up Abraham. Well, I just want the date. Get out. So boom. Why doesn't the Bible have the names of these people? Right? No, it's not giving me the year. Okay. So it says Abraham date is anywhere between 2100 and 1900 BC. So now, we're gonna go to 21. It's not that far because we still in the same era. We're in the same era. So when we get to 21, it says 21 to 19. So it could have been, I don't know how to say it, so bear with me, Intef, the first, the second, the third, or it could have been Mentuhotep, the first, the second, or the third. I'm not done. I'm not done. Or it could have been Amenemhet the first. It could have been Senmerset the first. Or it could have been Amenemhet the second. So you got 1, 2, 3. I'm not done. I'm not done. We bringing it back full circle. We had those are 3 people he could have been between. Then you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. When was this man? What dynasty was this man born under? Because Abraham, the whole lineage of Abraham, they're supposed to precede the Egyptians. the first Hebrew Israelite on the scene. Like, what up, cuz I'm here. I said it with my chest. And you mean to tell me the people of the Egyptian civilization are already there kicking it? Like, bro, why you lie to us? We don't come from him. They ain't come from him. They said, look, we ain't come. Ham's not our daddy. Ham is not our daddy. Even if you try to say, oh, well, Normer is the descendant of the people of Noah. How? He predates Abraham.
Dad,
What's up?
is this real?
No.
Past well.
Predates this man. So what it is. Now, we're going to go back into this. Now, when you look, because I was talking to Buck and I told Buck this shit. When you look at Jacob, this is the reason why Jacob's name was changed. This is one of the reasons why Jacob's name was changed. The other reason Jacob's name was changed is because I bet Buck already read it. The other reason why Jacob's name was changed is because they have two different lineages. Biblical scholars are already talking about this. If you don't believe me, ask them. They're saying that you had a northern and a southern kingdom. The people in the northern kingdom are the seed of Moses. The people in the southern kingdom are the seed of Abraham. Guess who was the seed of Abraham? Who's the seed of Abraham? Two different lineages. So you got Moses up at the top with Israel. Jacob's down at the bottom with Abraham. So all they did was change his name and combine the story to make it all seem like it was the same culture and civilization, and it was two different groups of people. Why are you in my room again? Bye.
My hair.
They might have been in the same area, chilling with each other. And I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they were the same people. Let's say that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were the same exact people. They had two different stories of how their people came into creation. The people at the top, they had the Moses. The people at the bottom, they had Abraham. Their story starts with Abraham. The people at the top, the story started with Moses. So now, Lorenzo, get away. Go in the room. You just keep being nosy. I swear, when I'm not live, I don't see you. The moment I go live, here you come. Let me go. Let me find it. I just want to find the I don't know if y'all can see the date on this, but it says Nana. I talk about this all the time. It's 23. You see that? 23. Not 2300. 23,000 BC. No, that's not. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse, people. Okay, I think that one's the oldest. Because I think they go down after that. This is rap. This is where I tell everybody to go. Jonathan Owens / AKA Smash Rockwell. RapGodWordPress.com. He got a lot of information on it. That's one of the dudes I look up to, right? And this is 25,000. 25,000. You see it? It's a female. It is a female with what? Heavy breasts. Okay, so we're gonna move past. We're gonna hit this one. This is 33. 33,000 BC. 33,000 BC. Let me see if I can blow it up. No, you can't read it. Because I can't see the top because it got this add live goal is in my way, so I can't see it. I just see the top. It says breast, tit, the imaginary imagery. The imagery represented on the icon. I can't see that word. I want to say it's perfectly a 33,000 BC icon on the mother goddess. That's what they're called. They're called mother goddesses. I call them godmother. Shows her holding the same something Akkadian hymn to Nana. That's what it's basically, because I can't see, but when it says Akkadian hymn to Nana, I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. So this is just another representation of Nana at 33. So we go from 33 to 23 to 20 to 8 to 5 to 500. And it's all the same person. The oldest. No, it's not Venus. They just call it Venus. They call it the Venus figurine, but this is before the Greeks came onto the scene. Matter of fact, was it the Greeks or the Romans that named Venus? Yeah, the Romans. It was the Romans. The Romans named the planet Venus. But there was no Venus figurine because this existed before the Romans was on the scene. They just call it the Venus figurine. The oldest god on this planet, on the face of this earth, is a female holding heavy breast. You looking right at her. And she comes in different variations. Boom. You see it? You get three. You get 3 for 1. 3 for 1. You ready? Boom. Uh-oh, it ain't my fault. You ready? Are you ready? Boom. Another one. 6,000. Ready? Oh, boom. And another one. Boom. Ah. Boys, you put in that work. This is a pyramid that they found in whatchamacallit, Egypt. And then this is the earliest divisions of the Christianity, how they came from, where they come from. You see it? It's just different fractions. And this is Paul. This is their boy, because they love bringing up Paul. Now, when you read this, when you go to Acts 14:19 through 23, you're going to see where this man got stoned. After he got stoned, he gets up and goes into the town and he starts preaching. Where did they do that at? The last act of someone getting stoned, they pick up a big boulder and they smash it on your head. And if that doesn't kill you, they pick it up and they do it again and again and again until you get it put on a t-shirt. And then they wait to see if you're dead before they leave. And they have someone standing there watching the body to make sure no one can dig you up. Just like how you had the Roman soldiers who were watching Jesus when he was on the crucifixion, making sure no one took him down. It's the same principle. So when they say that this man got up, Paul got up after he was stoned and went in and preached in the town, we know that's a fabrication. Y'all made it up. You made it up. You made it up. It's cool. I understand. Y'all love Paul. And for all those that don't know, that the people that are in the chat, for all those people in the chat that love the book and y'all claim to be Christian, y'all just Pauline Christians. They don't go off the words of Jesus. Y'all go off everything that Paul says. Paul's the reason why you got the book. The letters, all of this stuff. And if you want to be, and you, this is for my because what's his name probably already, I think Child of the Son already got the Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament. So now I got my new book is by Dennis McDonald. Does the New Testament imitate Homer? You gotta get this book because I'm gonna be breaking this book. I'll probably start reading this book Saturday morning. It's not, I think it's like 200. Yeah, I think it's 200 pages. A little bit, yeah. No, yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's a little under 200. It's just a little under 200. That's all. It's a little. I might get 10 pages in. I ain't gonna spend because I'm gonna have to do a lot of highlighting in this book, so I can start breaking down the New Testament stuff from Homer, the Iliad, and the Odyssey. What these people want, which I won't. Now, what I'm showing y'all now, this is on. Well, we can read it. Let me see if I can read it. It says, the ancient Egyptian kings went to Sinai for gold. I can't see that word. Turquoise and copper, and the remains of their mines can still be seen just before Abu Zemina. A turn off the main road leads past the manganese mine to Sabri el Kadim. There are some abundant turquoise mines and ruins of a rock-cut temple of the 12th dynasty dedicated to the goddess Hathor, who was known locally as the mistress of the turquoise pharaoh of later dynasty, erected many steles, which are still at the site commemorating their mining expeditions to Sinai. Yeah. Right? That's exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to read the pages. I gotta highlight, then I gotta write stuff down in my notebook. So what this is basically telling y'all is that they got a temple to Hathor on the Mount Sinai where Moses is supposedly got the laws from his creator. Why would they have this there if this is supposed to be your stuff? This is supposed to be where Moses got his stuff at. So you mean to tell me during the time that Moses was supposed to got his stuff, this was there? We can break down Moses. We can go to Moses. Okay, so Moses comes in, right, between the 14th and 13th century BC. And this says here that this was what, 12? No, the 12th dynasty. So now we got to pull up. I don't even feel like looking for it. It's way before him. Because he's 13. He comes into 14 and 13 BC. This is 1938 to 1756 BC. So that means when Moses went to the temple, when Moses went on top of Mount Sinai to get the laws from his creator, he would have been on top of where this temple is. They would have saw it because it was still pristine at that time. It wouldn't have been a ruined site. It wasn't abandoned until after the Egypts lost control over Israel, like in 1139 BC. So Moses comes in between 14 and 1300 BC, and this was there during the 12th dynasty. The 12th dynasty is 1938 to 1756 BC. Moses would have saw it, and everybody that left out of Egypt, according to the biblical narrative, they would have been in the temple chilling. Where do you think they get the gold from to make this golden calf? They would have had to construct something to liquefy this gold. They would have had to have something to liquefy this gold. They would have had to have some type of heating structure to melt it. Yeah, but they don't know that. Just like the proto-Sinaitic, and this is just I'm not even going. No, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save that proto-Sinaitic. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save it because I know somebody gonna come out of woodworks and they gonna start bringing it up. So I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna keep that for, and in case of emergency, break glass. That's what I'm gonna leave it for. So we got Moses 1300 BC. He would have went up there to get these laws. He would have been in the temple. What up, cuz? He would have went in or around the temple of Hathor. He would have saw it. He would have saw the statues, the steles, the obelisks, aka the Tekens. He would have saw all of this. The people would have saw this. Whose belt is this? Come on. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta bring it down. Bring it down. I ain't buying it. Moses, I ain't buying it. No, I ain't buying it. Abraham, I ain't buying it. Jacob, I'm not buying it, bro. You wrestle with an angel and he touched your inner thigh and then all of a sudden your name gets changed. Come on, bro, stop. Oh, was that Isaiah, whatever. Or was one of them wrestled with an angel. I know, but it's cool because when I do stuff like this, when I break it down and I show people, and even though I'm not what you call an intellectual swabby with it, I just give you I'm hood, you know. I'm from the streets of where I come from. The punctuation ain't gonna be there, so I'm doing the best that I can to bring the information to my people. You know what I'm saying? So this is how y'all get it. If you get one of them intellectuals that can break this stuff down intellectually for you, it's cool. I'm not going to, when I do stuff like this, I ain't going to have a lot of views. When I get up here and talk about ignorant shit, I get a lot of views. When I come and give y'all information, I don't get a lot of views. That's cool. As long as my people get the information. But as you can see, I broke down how if Moses went on the mountain of Mount Sinai and got this information, he would have been standing in or around Hathor's temple. Thank you. Yeah, he touched that inner thigh. He was like, break up off me. You know better than to touch me right there. The angel was like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. We're going to change your name. So we already smashed the Noah. The Noah being, you got the Noah and Ham. And Ham is supposed to be the daddy of the Egyptians. We throwing that out. Because they trying to say, oh, well, Narmer is the first, I think, what did they say? Narmer is the first son of Ham. Narmer predates him. So what you talking about? What you talking about? Bring me the biblical timeline. And we can go first, second, third, fourth. We can go point to point to point to point. And I'll just use my chronology, I will use my chronology on the pharaohs of my book. I will use that. So when you break down the timelines in the book of the Bible and you're going point to point to point, I'm going to go point to point to point of the people. Why you gotta try to correct me? I said it right the first time I got up here. That's like archaeological evidence. Y'all know what I mean. Chronology. We gonna use the chronology, right? That's just what they're calling them. They're calling them pharaohs, but the people who's deep in the study know that they weren't called pharaohs. We know they weren't called pharaohs. People that are in the studies know that there was the rulers of the Kemet land weren't not called pharaohs. We know this. That's just what they're calling them because majority of the information that we are getting are coming from people that don't look like us. That's it. So I got to use the information to give so y'all can see where the inconsistencies of this book is at. So if you've seen the inconsistencies of the book when it comes to the people they talking about come from these other people, you already know something's wrong with the book. And if you're not going to check that, if you're not going to look into that information, you just, because we believe all the information in the book regarding the dates could be wrong, but we still believe, well, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. You can believe all you want. But when we get up here and we start, this is what I call it. This is what I call it. When we start getting in our bag, when we start giving you information, don't get upset at us. Come up here and try to refute what we're saying with your belief. Don't do that. Because y'all know I get in my bag. I'm not super educated and intellectual like that. So I give up here, I open my bag, I give y'all the stuff out of my bag, and I give y'all the shimmy. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all the shimmy with it. You know, I try to have my fun. You know, it's cool. If y'all think you can debunk the stuff that I presented with my other TikTok live I did on breaking down the inconsistencies when it comes to these people being in the desert. Me and Mo already, it's on my YouTube. Me and Mo, we have to spin the block back on this Egyptian stuff, dealing with this Exodus. Matter of fact, that's what it is the Exodus. Me going back, I was running back down on the Exodus. So me and Mo did that like my third or fourth, it was either my fourth or fifth live. We ran it down. Me and Mo spent like 2.5 hours running this down. The information dealing with, you had these people you had this so-called Hebrew Israelite camp. No, bro, I'm not even talking about you, bro. You cool. You had the so-called Hebrew Israelite camp, right? And they're in the wilderness on the other side of Mount Sinai. But the Egyptians are going back and forth because they rule Israel. They ruled Israel. Before Ramses, they were ruling Israel. All the way up to the last Ramses, they were ruling Israel. Then they lost power in the 1100 BCs. And the people that was over there in Israel, aka Canaan, they were erecting statues and paying homage to the people in Egypt. They didn't know nothing about these Hebrew Israelites that was supposed to have been in the desert. And then when Joshua came, they started ruling the land and taking over nations. They didn't know who he was because the Egyptians were still ruling the land. So you got to throw all of that out. You got to throw Abraham out. You got to throw Isaac and Jacob out. You got to throw out Moses. You got to toss those characters out because it's not lining up. And you got to give up Ham. Because I just debunked that. So now you got to give them up. You got to give up Joshua. Because it said Joshua was over here conquering and ruling this land when the Egyptians was ruling it to the late 1100 BCs. So now I take Joshua from you. Where's my phone? I got to see who comes after Joshua. Let's find out who leads. It's King Josaphat succeeds Joshua. So now we got to go to the timeline of this guy. And then don't give me a date. I should have known. I should have known it wasn't going to give me a date. I should have known it wasn't going to give me a date. They never give you a date. You got to go and look, relook, and look. Okay, so now it says he ruled from 8. He didn't even rule that long. 849 to 848. Bro. The co-regency. Okay. He regained soul. Okay, so he ruled for a minute. He ruled for a minute from 873 to 848. So okay, he ruled. What up, Mo? Well, you missed it. You missed it, buddy. I want to go to the timeline at 8. We're gonna go to 8:30. You know what? I don't even think we get there. I don't think we get there, family. What did I say? 873. So 873. Let me find it. I'm looking. Hold on. I see 889. Okay, so this is a strange word. Orkin. Orkin the second was ruling. Okay, let me switch the name. The name is called Mary Num. That's the other name. Mary Num. Sounds like Miriam, doesn't it? That's the time that this person was ruling. And then he didn't tap out until 848 BC. So we're going to go and see who was ruling in 848. (848 BC). Okay, okay. So I'm guessing that's the Miriam dynasty. That's what they're calling it, and it's Takelot, Takelot. So his name's Takelot the second. He rules after Os-Orn Khan the second. or Osir Ma'atri. That's another name. Look, all this. Let me go. I'm not because I don't want to give up the ghost. All the pharaohs have like 5 to 7 names. So you got Osir Ma'atri or Septimnamen, and then you got Sep Pinri. That's Takelot. So, bro, I'm not. He would have ran into these people. I'm sorry. Josephat would have ran into these people if he's in Israel ruling the land. He would have ran into them. They ain't talking about this man and none of that. Yes. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the problem? Well, you mad because he won't let you in his room. So go in the other room.
But they're doing up the other room.
Okay, so go help clean. Or go in the living room.
I'm cleaning up the back room, Linda.
Okay, go clean up the back room.
Come on,
Bye, son. Bye, son.
Daddy.
What? There ain't nothing in there. Here, go watch something on YouTube.
Daddy, you better not.
Whatever, little girl. What does that say?
You better not watch any A for Apple.
Pharaoh was a man and become a surname as such were their ways. Pharaoh was I don't get what you're saying. Pharaoh was a man. And that's not a surname. Pharaoh does not have anything to do with ruling. It just means house or great house, depending on how you use the terminology. It doesn't mean a person. It's a thing. Place. A place or a thing. It's not a person. That's what it is. So now, I'm gonna give y'all the Josephat guy. Y'all can have him. Y'all can have him. Because this is after the Egyptians already lost their rulership over Israel, aka Canaan. They lost it by now. So y'all can have that, but he would have had to have some dealings with the Egyptians. If these people that I just told you about, Takelot the second and Osir Ma'atri the second, no, the third. No, it's not the third. It's the second. They both the seconds. Yeah, I think it's 11 days. But still, if you're taking a mass migration of people and you're walking out of Egypt into Canaan, you would have been able to move about a mile an hour. You would have been able to move a mile an hour. And you mean to tell me that the Egyptians who were on chariots couldn't catch you? Oh, it hurts. Oh, the pain goes deep. It goes deep. It goes deep, yo. Well, that's all I have to say, y'all. That's all I have to say on that. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's dealing with that shit right there. And this is some more stuff on the Temple of Hathor being on the top of Mount Sinai. Bro, this is what happened. They were closing, the Egyptians were closing in their own chariots, coming after them. And then the people got scared, and Moses struck he struck a rock or something, and it swallowed up the Egyptians. And it didn't swallow up their people. And then the Pharaoh was supposed to have been put on a t-shirt because of this in the book. But they have no claim of no Egyptian king drowning in the Red Sea or the Dead Sea, whatever they wanted to call it at the time. They have no evidence of that. And even if that happened, even if this was possible, let's say it was possible, you would have had the military camp in Canaan that the Egyptians had. And they were going back and forth on expeditions. They were doing training out in the desert. They would have saw these people there, even if they didn't know that they put their ruler on a t-shirt. Because it says while they were in the desert, yes, it's the Sea of Reeds. Okay, well, whatever they want to call it, bro. They were in the land. They were in the desert burning sacrifices to their God. It said that they was burning. They built altars. They was chopping down trees. I don't know where they got the trees from in the desert. I don't know where they got the food from in the desert. They just was eating manna. Was manna like sativa, edible sativa? I don't know. Y'all tell me. But you still have this military camp over in Canaan that was doing training exercises in the desert. That was going on little excavations back and forth into Egypt. And they didn't always take the same route. So they would have saw this burning fire, this smoke. They would say, oh, look, it's Big Smoke. Big Smoke's burning smoke. And oh, let's go see what Big Smoke is doing. And then they would have pulled up on me like, Big Smoke, you burning smoke? Yeah, I'm burning smoke. What's up? And it was like, oh, okay, well, why are y'all out here? Why are you and all your people here? I'm like, oh, we just left Egypt. They're like, oh, did you get permission to leave? Like, what do you mean permission? Pharaoh told us we could leave. Oh, okay, so we're gonna go ask him about that. I'm like, hey, well, hold on, brother, hold on for a second. Let me talk to you to the side. Come here real quick. You ain't gotta do none of it. I'm with my people. I'm trying to plead because I know if he get to Egypt and he see that the Pharaoh's been put on a t-shirt, that's our ass. So I'm like, hold on, brother, let me talk to you. Come on, come to the side. I'm like, so what is it gonna take to keep you from going to Egypt? Asking Pharaoh about why we in the desert, bro. What's your price? Name your price. Anything you want that I got, you can have it. And he would have named this price. And you know what? Okay, that's cool. Boom. I give him the money. I give him the golden calf. He leaves. Well, 3 days later, guess what? They have another expedition. And these people, because we're still burning stuff to the God. They would have saw it. They were like, hey, let's go. Yeah, I talked to them people. They're pretty cool, man. You know what? If you go over there and you tell them you're finna go over there and talk to Pharaoh, they going to give you some stuff. So we're just going to exploit the shit out of them till they ain't got nothing left. Eventually, somebody would have went over there and talked to the Egyptians. And matter of fact, not even that. The Egyptians, the people that's in Egypt themselves, they would have sent carrier, a messenger, to the people in Canaan, because that's where some of their military was stationed at. Like, hey, we got to find these people that just put our ruler on a t-shirt. And then be like, hey, I met them. They bribed me. They gave me all these trinkets and stuff. They gave me like 3 chicks. They told me I could take as many chicks as I wanted to because they didn't want me to go and talk to Pharaoh. So I took like 3 concubines for myself. I love them. You can't have them. They're mine. And they gave me this nice bracelet. And then I got this foreskin necklace. You see? That's what would have happened, yo.
Y'all need batteries.
No, I don't have batteries. Bye.
Can I get some?
No, bye. Y'all got your own pop. Like I said, the only time y'all come in here and start messing with me is when I'm live. When I'm not live, I don't get none of you motherfuckers come in here and mess with me.
Yes, we do.
No, bye. Go find your own pop. What's Cap? You come in here and you stare at me?
No, I come in here and I say, what's up?
Did you say what's up?
Yes.
Where's the pop?
In the fridge. I don't know who put it in the fridge.
Okay, well tell Robert that.
He already seen it. He seen me getting some.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, bro. You got believe me. When you start looking and trying to line this biblical narrative up with the Egyptians, just sticking with the chronology of the Egyptians, it don't add up. You can get to Josephat, or however they want to pronounce his name. you can get to him, right? Because he's ruling at a time that the Egyptians already lost their rule on Canaan. Their vassal kingdom over Canaan is over with. Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't have baskets of water no more. It's over with. You spent 40 years in the wilderness. Your water would have dried up. The Egyptians would have just starved y'all out. They were like, no, we're not going to do nothing to them. We're not going to go over there and put them on t-shirts. We're just going to starve them out. The Romans did it before. The Romans starved out a whole town of people. The people was in their city walls. The Romans cut off the river route that was going into the city. And they starved them out. And eventually the people had to surrender. We can't get to our water, it's over with. Matter of fact, the Assyrian king did the same thing to, who was it? Who was that? I'm trying to think. It was an Assyrian king. Joseph. I think that's who it was. No, it wasn't Joseph. It was Hezi. It was Hezi. That's who it was. It was Hezekiah. Yeah, there was something on my phone. It was Hezekiah. Hezekiah was in the city walls, and the Assyrian king surrounded the whole town. He surrounded them. Hezi didn't want to come outside. Hezi was scared to come out. Hezi didn't come out. You know who came to help? What? Bye. Hezekiah was in the wall. He was in the city walls. The Assyrian king sent Sennacherib, or I think it's Sennacherib. No, Sennacherib or Sennacherib, however you want to pronounce his name. That's who it was. That's who it was who surrounded him. Was like, what up, bro? You coming out? You coming out to play? He was knocking. He was like, Hezi, you coming out? You not coming out today, Hezekiah? I thought we was boys. You said meet you at 3 o'clock. Oh, you need another fortnight? We'll wait about another fortnight for you to come out. It's nothing. I got some water. Y'all want some water? Here, let me take a sip from my boy Hezi. Now that's what I call high quality H2O. Right? So the Assyrian king was like, what's up, Hezi? You coming out? Hezi was like, nah, I ain't coming out. So then the Assyrian king got word. He got word that Taharka was coming. Like, what's up, Taharka? Why Taharka finna come save them? Like, oh yeah, you know Hezekiah was a vassal kingdom for the Egyptians? Uh-oh! It gets deep. The knife gets stuck in the side. And they jab it, and they jab it, and they jab it. Y'all didn't know that? Hezekiah was a vassal king for the Egyptians? Go look at Hezekiah's seal. Go look at his seal that they found. It got nothing but Egyptian stuff on it. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Look up Hezekiah's seal, and you're going to see Egyptian stuff all on Hezekiah's seal. He was a vassal king for the Egyptians. He was under Egyptian rule. So Taharka came to help him out. Like, what up, cuz? You messing with my boy? We from the same set. He said it with his chest. He was like, hey, the Assyrian king, you got a problem? Then step up. You're like, step up. Not only when you step up, we're going to lay you down. We're going to lay you down. We're going to lay you down. It's from Egypt, homie. I'm from Egypt. That's what he said. That's what Taharka said. I'm from Egypt, cuz. Was cracking. You on the wrong block. Show yourself. And what happened? What happened? And then the Bible says the angel of the Lord. That's what it says in the Bible. The angel of the Lord slew all the Assyrians. But when you go read the Taharka Stela, it tells you that Taharka was the one that put these people on a t-shirt because they was messing with Hezekiah. They have record of that in Egypt. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. It is what it is. Hezekiah was a king, vassal kingdom for the Egyptians. When you look up the Hezekiah seal, when you look up, just look it up. Just, y'all, if y'all think I'm lying right now, all the 17 people that's watching me, grab your phone, grab your tablet, your laptop, and look up Hezekiah seal. And you're going to see it. Lorenzo, bring me my phone. I'm going to pull it up for y'all so y'all can see it. I don't want to hear that. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to put it on the screen for you. And my phone start acting funny. All right, it's coming. Hold on. These kids just mess with everything on my phone. Oh boy.
Daddy, Vic's on the back room.
Big did what now?
Vic's on the back
You just told me that. So go in the other room or stay in the living room. Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if I can pull them up. Come on. There it go. Look, you see it? Y'all see that unk? You see that winged disc beetle? You see it? Y'all see it? That's Hezekiah's seal. Work. Boom. You see it? If you the bottom part is the drawing of what it looks like. But this is Hezekiah's seal. I'm not making it up. Hezekiah was a vassal king for the Egyptian kingdom. So when he went to war with the Assyrians, Taharka was stood up. He was like, what up? You need our assistance? We're here. Stand up. That's what Taharka told him. He was like, Hezekiah, stand up for your people. I got your back. You can come out of them walls. We here. We's cracking goods. That's what happened. That's what happened. This is what happened. You guys can go read about it. In the Taharka Stela, you can read it. Taharka stood up for the Hebrews. And the Hebrews don't like Africans. They don't like the Egyptians. But if it wasn't for Taharka, y'all would have got slain by the Assyrians. Sennacherib would have put y'all on a t-shirt. But y'all don't like him. Y'all don't like the Egyptians. And the Egyptians saved y'all culture, y'all heritage. Shout out to the Egyptians. They saved y'all. There wouldn't be no Hebrews if it wasn't for Taharka. He slayed the Assyrians. Because Hezekiah was scared to come outside. This is facts. He didn't want to come outside. He was scared. He was surrounded by the Assyrians and he didn't want to come outside.
Bring me back to Stork Mallow.
Again, you keep coming in here messing with me. Then when I'm not on live, y'all don't mess with me. Go on. Show me where the lie is. Show me where the lie is. You look at the seal. You see it. They found more than just one. Look at it. Jehoiakim stood up. He stood up strong. The Egyptians lost a lot of people in this battle. And you back in my room. The Egyptians lost a lot of people in this battle. Fighting the Assyrians for the Hebrew nation. Because Hezekiah was scared to come outside. In your book, in the Bible, it tells you that they were surrounded. The Assyrians surrounded Hezekiah. He was in the city walls. He was surrounded. They was panicking. They didn't know what they was going to do. Oh my God, we're surrounded by the Assyrians. Sennacherib is going to put us on a t-shirt. Dum-da-da-dum. Taharker's here for the assistance. Reporting for duty. And he slayed them. And they lost many people. The Egyptians lost many people. The Assyrians lost many people. But today, the Hebrew Israelite, the nation of the Hebrew Israelites, it don't matter what camp you go to, they hate the Egyptians and they hate Africans. And the mixed multitude of Africans, because that was made up the Egyptian army, was the ones that went over there and was smashing the Assyrians because the Hebrew king at the time was scared to come out of his city walls and lay waste to the Assyrians. He needed help. And he got help. Then when the battle was over with, they went back to what? Now y'all don't like them? Y'all went back to not liking the Egyptians, and the Egyptians just saved y'all whole culture. They saved y'all culture because the Assyrians was about to lay waste to y'all. They did it before. The Assyrians put waste to lands before. What was it? What was that? What land was that they smashed? The Babylonians took over one part and the Assyrians took over another part. The Assyrians would lay waste to stuff, lay siege. And Hezekiah didn't want to come out. He had to wait for old Tahaka to come on over. So Tahaka came on over and did what it did, baby. I'm going to make it do what it do. And then after the battle, Hezekiah came outside, was like, oh, thank you, Tahaka, you my dog. And Tahaka was like, don't let it happen again, pussy. And he smacked him in the back of the head. And he sent him back into the camp. You go back into your city walls. We're going to bring water to you. And Hezekiah was like, okay, thanks, man. He cried a little. You know what I'm saying? He had to put his hand out there, catch that whooping. Hezekiah had to open that hand, spread them fingers out, them 4 fingers in that thumb, and he had to catch that whooping real quick. And then Tahaka sent him back on in his little town. You go back in your town. But they get all this hate. The Egyptians get all this hate from the Hebrew Israelites. And if it wasn't for Tahaka, there would be no Hebrews today. None. Tahaka saved y'all heritage. He saved y'all culture. Because y'all would have got wiped out. Y'all would have got wiped out by the Assyrians. Sennacherib would have put all of y'all on a t-shirt. He would have had t-shirts made. I'm Sennacherib. I'm the Sennacherib the Assyrian, and I put the Hebrews on a t-shirt. Holla at your boy. Oh! Whew. What happened over there? Yeah, that's right. Hey, hold up. Rose stupid. He said that he grips his thighs and said, "Don't let it happen again." That's exactly what happened. It's like, come here, let me holler at you, Hezzy. Let me talk to you real quick. He gave him that whooping. Then he grabbed that thumb like, "Don't let it happen again. I don't want to come back over here and do this. I lost a lot of men, and y'all ain't helped me. I lost a lot of men, and y'all ain't helped me. You ain't come out of the city walls until the battle was over with. I ain't helping you no more." Shoot. I could have been at home eating grapes. I could have been at a family barbecue. But no, you want to come and have the Assyrians come down here and make all this trouble? And what is that smell? That's from Independence Day. Now that's when you open that hand and they grab that belt and they give you them smacks. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's okay. Taharka saved the day. It's cool. He was Superman. Taharka was Superman. Hezekiah didn't want to come out. And I used to like Hezi. I used to like Hezekiah. I did. I used to like him, man. I'm like, no, bro, you stayed in the city walls until the battle was over with. The angel in the morning, the angel of the Lord had slain the man. Are you serious? You didn't do it. Taharka did it. Even though the Bible tells you that it was the angel of the Lord, the Egyptian breaker said it was Taharka. So, who am I supposed to believe? Because I can clearly see that when you go to the Hezekiah's seal, you see it has Egyptian language on it. Imagery. So hey, I'm sorry. That's just the facts. They saved your whole culture, bro. They kept y'all lineage alive with Hezi. And y'all don't like them. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves for that shit. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. All the Hebrew Israelites, y'all should find one of the Egyptians, the Kemetic people, and be like, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry. Y'all saved us. Y'all saved our lineage. And I'm happy for that." But no, all y'all do is talk trash about Africans. All y'all do is talk trash about Egyptians. The Egyptians were homosexuals. Well, we got recordation of the Jews being homosexuals. We got recordings of these people that you call Jews who were told not to eat pig, eating pig. So not only could y'all not follow your own laws, y'all were scared to come outside and fight when the Assyrians showed up. Every time the Assyrians show up, something strange is going on with the people, the God's chosen people. Just look at the book. Every time the Assyrians show up, something strange is going on with God's chosen people. It's like oh my God, it's awkward. It's awkward as fuck. Y'all can't do one-on-ones. You gotta sneak stab a dude. You gotta like, hey, he was left-handed. He was left-handed, and I told him I had to tell him a secret, and he sent all the guards out. And I snapped him. I snuffled up against him. That's what happened. Every single time. Every time they get it out, y'all doing some suspicious stuff. You can't man up and fight somebody. You got David and Goliath. You couldn't fight Goliath one-on-one, man-to-man. This is hand-to-hand combat. You mean to tell me you have to get a slingshot? Bro. This is 1v1. You, me. Hand-to-hand combat. I ain't got no spear, you ain't got no spear. I ain't got no shield, you ain't got no shield. So you hit me with a slingshot between my eyes, and I drop dead. And my brothers is there, and they ain't do no get back. Come on, stop. Let's keep it real one time. Goliath is tall. Goliath between 6'7", between 6 and 7 feet to 12 feet, depending on what versions of the book you subscribe to, right? So he tall, right? How tall was David? Like 5'4", 5'2". You ain't finna win that battle. That's like me trying to fight Yao Ming or Dikembe Mutombo, or better yet, Dwight Howard. So let's say Goliath was Dwight Howard, and David is Muggsy Bogues. Who's about to win this fight? So you have to cheat. And not only when you drop me from cheating, because it's supposed to be hand-to-hand combat, because that's how they do it. They did it in ancient days. If it's hand-to-hand combat, they're not allowed to bring no slingshot. I'm just keeping it real. So my brothers is there. Not only are my brothers there, but my friends is there, because my friends is they want to watch the 1v1. So then you got David's people, his people there. And you mean to tell me you cheat? You cheat me in the fight, and you put me on a t-shirt. There's no hand-to-hand combat because you cheated. So you think my brothers ain't finna do a get back? Shit. It's like 4 Dwight Howards. It's 4 Dwight Howards. After you take me out, it's 4 Dwight Howards. And then y'all just like Spud Webbs. Y'all Spud Webbs. You know, and you cheat me in combat? You don't think my brother's about to get back? My little brother, my big brother, shit. My big brother got his attitude worse than mine. My big brother's attitude is worse than mine, and he was born and raised in Chicago. So you think if they put me on a t-shirt, if David put me on a t-shirt, my big brother ain't finna run up? And my little brother loves to fight. My little brother loves fighting. All of David's people would have been spud webbed, and they would have just stepped on him. Stomp! I hear you talking. They would have been bucked. They all would have been young bucked. They all would have got young bucked. Oh! Come here, pretty, so you can get this phone back. What'd she do? Why are you crying? Was you crying when you was fighting? Huh? But I didn't ask you what Lorenzo did. I asked you, was you crying when you were fighting? So you know what you need to do, right? What you need to do. Go get in the wall. Yeah, man, that's just a little light work. I mean, y'all can come in and y'all can add on to whatever y'all want to add on, but I'm through with it. I'm through with it. Y'all gotta bring me something else. Y'all can keep Jephthah and y'all can keep Hezekiah, but just know Hezekiah was scared to come out of those walls and face some Assyrians. Sennacherib was gonna put him on the t-shirt. He had to wait till the Egyptians came and helped him with the battle because he was a vassal king. And for those that don't know what a vassal king is a king, but he's being ruled by another nation. That's basically what the sum of a vassal kingdom is. You're still a king, but you're just implementing the rules of the people who conquered you. You're ruled by another nation. That's it. That's why Tahaka came to help him. Because he was ruled by another nation, and they knew if they would have lost, the Hebrew Israelites would have lost that foothold over there in Canaan, it would have been a wrap. Then everybody would start trying to come into Egypt. And then Tahaka was like, no, we can't let that happen. So I give you about another 30 seconds. If don't nobody come into the box, we're gonna end it out. It was pretty cool. It was I mean, Tahaka cool. He saved y'all, and y'all don't want to pay homage. Pay homage. Get that man his kudos. Can Taharka get his flowers? Can he get his flowers from the Hebrew Israelite community? He saved your whole lineage. Your whole culture was saved because of this man. It would have got wiped out. The Assyrians didn't come to play. The Assyrians didn't come to play. They was about to put y'all on what is it called? Extinction. They was going to extinct the whole Hebrew Israelite movement. And Hezi didn't want to come out. Go read the book. It's in the book. It's in the Bible. Hezekiah, he was surrounded. He was surrounded and he didn't want to come outside. He didn't want the smoke from the Assyrian Sennacherib. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. Taharka came and was like, I want the smoke. He was like, Hezekiah, you don't want the smoke? No, Hezi, you don't want the smoke. You don't want the smoke? And Hezi was like, no, I don't want the smoke. So then Taharka was like, he was talking to Sennacherib. He was like, look, Sennacherib, I know. He don't want the smoke. You know, he young. He's not like us, bro. He ain't a fighter. He don't want the smoke. You surrounded him all. He ain't coming out, bro. He ain't coming out. He was like, he don't want the smoke, bro. It's cool. Then he looked at him. Taharka looked at Sennacherib and he started smiling. Then he cocked back and he punched him in the face. It's like, but I do. And then he started stomping him. Then he said, attack! And the whole Egyptian army started attacking Sennacherib's people. And put them on a t-shirt. And lined all the bodies up and put them on the left side. Put all the armor and the shields on the right side. In front of where the doors open to the gate and the city where Hezekiah was. That's what happened. Like, here you go. This is what we did for you. You like it. I lost a lot of men, so now you get to repay me. Where's the concubines at? I lost a lot of men, so the soldiers that survived, they want concubines. Hezi, bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. That's what happened. Come on, Shawnee, get it out. You missed the entire live, bro. You can come in here when we about to end it. Come on, give me your question. Hurry up. Why are you in my room? Okay, bro, what's the question? I got this water straight from Taharka. He didn't give it to Hezekiah. It tastes good. It's amazing. He took it from Sennacherib the Assyrian. He was like, look, Hezi, I got your water. And Taharka was like, give me that. You don't want that. It's mine now. I'm sorry, Hezi. It tastes good. Whew. Bro, there's nobody in Africa him. I just debunked all of that. Was you not here? Was you not here for that? The Egyptians are the youngest. I mean, yeah, the Egyptians is the youngest. They're the youngest. They're the young, yeah. They're the youngest civilization. They're the youngest civilization, bro. They're not the oldest. They're not the oldest. They're the youngest. So if the Egyptian civilization predates him in Noah, then there's nobody in Africa that are him. I'm sorry. You can hold on to your book, but this is the facts. Go get the chronology book that I got. That's what I'm talking about. No, there's no Africans in Africa that descend from the line of him.
Yo, how you doing
Go
tonight?
ahead, bro.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? You're fading out for some reason.
No, I don't know why.
Yo.
I hear you.
Oh, okay, all right. So I have a question. I've been listening for 2 hours, dude. I've been listening for a couple hours now. So I have a question about the you were talking about like a book that you read that you were gonna do some bullet points on, and you were talking about this thing with Moses having to see a temple if he goes up on Mount Sinai. You remember talking about that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what's the name of the book you're reading?
Oh no, that has nothing to do with that. The book that I'm about to start reading this Saturday is by Dennis McDonald. Does the New Testament imitate Homer?
So where'd you get the information for the, like, how'd you come to the conclusion of Moses having to see a temple on Mount Sinai? I never heard that before.
I'm gonna pull it up, bro. Hold on. Don't be listening to Big Boogie. I ain't about that life. I got. Hold on. There you go. That's just one. That's on top of Mount Sinai.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can find the other one. That's one. Pull it up. There it is. The Temple of Hathor is on Mount Sinai. Now, Moses is supposed to be in Sinai between the 14th and 1300 BC, right? And this is the 12th dynasty, goes back to the 19 and 18 BC, 1900 and 1800 BC. So he would have saw it because it was built before he got there. So he would have been, when he was receiving the laws from God, he would have been in it or around the same area, and his people would have saw it.
And what makes you, what brought you to the conclusion that Moses had to see that? Like, is Mount Sinai really small or something?
The reason why he had to have saw it is because it's a temple. People can still see this temple over there, even though it's in ruins. But at the time of Moses, it wasn't in ruins. And during the time of Moses, you had people who were still over there in the temple. You had other people the Egyptians that were guarding it.
Say that again. I'm sorry, man.
I said you had people that were over there guarding the temple.
What makes you think that Moses had to see the temple?
Why
Because
would he have not saw it?
But I think Mount Sinai is pretty big, isn't it? It's a huge
You tell
mountain.
me.
It's a pretty huge mountain, I think. I'm just asking, what brought you to the conclusion of that?
Because it's a huge mountain. Does that mean the top of it's huge?
I don't know. I run on mountains and they can be really big.
Okay, so you're running on a mountain that's really big. And so
Yeah, like I went last year. I
okay,
ran to
so
the top of the
Moses is
Shenandoah
on
Mountain.
top of this mountain getting these commandments, right?
Where?
Let's say he
What
don't,
state?
let's say Moses don't see the temple. Let's say Moses don't see the temple, right?
Okay.
But you got Egyptians over there in the temple. You got Egyptian militaries over there by the temple. So even if Moses ain't see them, they would have saw the people that Moses was traveling with, because it said that they left, right? A mixed multitude of, what was it, like 300,000 people?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think that they would have saw Moses, even if Moses ain't see them?
I mean, if they saw each other, yeah, but if they didn't see each other, no.
Yeah, they
But
would have. Oh, that's too many. You ain't
so,
about to hide that many people. You got
what's?
women and children, loud as shit. Horses, camels, loud as shit.
I have a question. So, what state do you live in? Do you live near any mountains?
No.
No. So in Virginia and West Virginia, there's a road called Skyline Drive. You can look it up online if you want. And what it is, it's a road that travels through the Shenandoah Mountains. And
Mm-hmm.
the peak of those mountains is about 200 miles long,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a small set of mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been there before. And the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that Mount Sinai is much bigger. And I'm just saying, what brought you to the conclusion that they had to have seen Moses or something? Because the mountain range is huge. They could have been anywhere.
Okay. So now we're gonna do this. If
I'm just
Moses is getting it, yes. Yes, I should have been in the shed. I don't know why it's not, but you can play with it. It's just a youth bow. You ain't got no youth arrows, so I don't know how you're gonna play with it. So let's say they didn't see Moses, right? We're gonna you right, they didn't see Moses, Moses ain't see them. What were they doing in the desert for 40 years?
my question is what brought you to the conclusion that Moses would have had to have seen this temple? Like, what did you read? A book or something that told you that? Like, I'm just curious if you just came up with that or
No, I didn't
read
read
it
any book.
somewhere.
I didn't read
What?
any book saying that Moses had to have seen this. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, oh, you just
He's
found
been
that
there
out.
before. Moses has been to this temple before because he grew up in Egypt. The
How you know?
pharaohs had to travel. The pharaoh traveled there from time to time. The elites traveled there from time to time.
But what I'm saying is what makes you think that even though that temple might have been there, what makes you think that Moses would have had to have run into it? Like, what makes you think that?
That's what I think.
Okay, I mean, earlier you had said that Christians are foolish because they just believe something and roll with
No, I
it
didn't. I
because
didn't say
that's
that
what
was
they believe.
foolish at all.
No, you said Christians just roll with stuff that they believe because it's in their book. That's what they believe.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe? Do you believe what you believe?
I believe, but the thing is, the difference between me and Christians, I can prove this stuff. Now, if you want, I can take Tom on my what little one? Sharon, what does he have? What is he supposed to share? If that's mine, and then y'all not even supposed to be playing with that. Go give it to Big Bro. So, I lost my train of thought. Oh
I
yeah.
was
So,
asking. I was asking you to
what I'm
kind
saying
of.
is this: if I have to, I will look up to see where Moses was supposed to be at, and then I will look up. No, because I told you to come in here and you got into a fight with your brother, so go on. I will look at where the temple is and where Moses was supposed to be been at. And then I'll get back to you.
Okay.
If I look at where Moses was supposed to been at, and I look at the temple and where the location of the temple was, and it says it's near or around where Moses is, you still gonna be like, oh, I don't believe that's where it was. I don't believe he saw it. That's what you're gonna say, right?
I'm just asking why you believe that. If you just
That's
figured that
that's
out
what
on your own,
that's what
or if you read it
I
somewhere.
believe.
Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, man. That's all I was asking. Thanks for letting me come on.
All right.
Have a good night, dude.
You too. We'll wait for somebody else. Bro, just come up here regular. I don't want to do all that. Come here, little girl. Get on the wall. I don't know why you screaming. I tell you every day, stop screaming, and you still screaming. So you can just sit there.
I'll get the phone back.
No. Oh, ain't nobody coming up. It says, did Yahweh chose to speak to Moses at the site of the temple dedicated to a goddess known amongst her other title as Mistress of the Phula, whose rites were renowned for their laughter, music, dance, and sexual leadership. So it seems to me that Moses got the laws from God in her temple. And this is let me give y'all, I don't know what this is. Let me get out of that.
So was he trying to say Moses was real? I came in at the end of it.
Now he was saying, why do I believe that Moses would have been in or around the temple when he got the laws, or if he would have saw it at all, because he said the top of Mount Sinai is huge. I am trying to get the this article. Okay, it's you guys got to go to It's not giving me the I'm trying to get the art. Let me back out and see if I can go back in. Okay, there it is. It's at Blue. I don't even know how to say this. YRE WordPress.com. Go there, and you guys are going to look at the article. And what the article is basically saying is that Moses was in the temple of Hathor when he got the laws from God. That's what this article is saying. Now, I don't know if it's real or not, but that's just what this article is saying. I didn't even have to do that. I didn't even have to do that much research. I just boom. It's just boom. I'm just saying. If this article is right, coming from this website, that means Moses wouldn't go out and talk to God in the wilderness. He was just boom in the temple. And God came down and was like, here you go, cuz. He's like, nice looking, man. I get you on the low next song. I'll hook you up. You ever in Kansas, holler at me. But it's cool. Like, yeah, that's the dude that said that I kicked him off Bucks Live, and he wasn't being disrespectful. He was being mad disrespectful to Bucks, so I kicked him, and then he got unblocked, and then he started making like TikTok posts about me. That's cool. Like, if you want to smoke, we can get the smoke in. But he humble, so that's just a thing. It was just a miscommunication. That's all.
I'm noticing when the lives where we're just talking about the straight information from a historical standpoint, they
Don't
don't
nobody
come.
show up.
Yeah, they don't come in as much. But if they feel like they have to defend their belief in it, then they'll be up in here
Mm-hmm.
going crazy. I would have to study this stuff before I even believed any of the supernatural claims. Like I couldn't just believe the supernatural claims without knowing if Moses even existed, if they really were enslaved in Egypt, all that stuff. They don't ask these questions.
Little one, just stand straight. If you stop screaming, you can go away. But the moment you scream, you're coming back over here. You got it? Because I told you, stop screaming in the house. Go on. It's just, I don't have a problem with people believe. Because 9 times out of 10, when I come up here and I do, not even me, but any of us come up here and we talk like this, we're just talking to our audience. And I always tell y'all, when I start, before I start, or after I start, you can believe in whatever you want to believe. Just follow the information. Follow the
Right.
people follow the key players in the game. The people who wrote the book, the people in the book. That's it. You can believe what you want. Because I'm one of those, I'm a firm believer that people study religion so they can get some type of structure on how to live their life. That's cool. But when you start trying to make it seem like all this, like, I don't care, like, all this stuff is fairy tale. I just try to live my life by the law. That's cool. But I don't care, like, who it is. When we get up here, we could be having a friendly conversation with just us. It could just be us in here. Like the people, the day ones, right? It could just be the day one homies. We could be up here having a powerful build, and then somebody will look up and it'd be like a multi-guest, and it'd be like a religious person. And then they're trying to refute what we're talking about with belief. And
Every
I'm like,
time.
you can't do that.
I can't argue belief with people. I shared with Tabitha yesterday. I spent like a week in Dallas, and one of my uncles is a nuclear engineer. He just retired from the government. He's a scientist, and how he interacts in life, everything is logic. But he believes in Genesis. He believes in Adam and Eve. He believes in all that. And I looked him in his face. I said, "We have the same kind of mind. I just don't get how you believe that." He said, "I'm going to believe whatever I believe, and nobody could tell me nothing different." So I know I cannot argue a belief. This man is brilliant, but he believes in the Genesis story at the same time as being reality.
That's a lot of us. We can't get out of the indoctrination that was forced upon us when we were young. They'll tell you the minute Tooth Fairy's fake, Santa Claus ain't real, there ain't no ghosts, Halloween is just people dressed up in masks. They'll tell you that. But when it comes to them and their supernatural spirits, demons, it's all real. Jesus dies and people rise from the dead. All that's real. People raised from the dead to talk to prophets in the book. That's all real. You got a dude that wrestles with an angel. That's real. You got the behemoth, the Leviathan. You got cherubs. That's all real. Told
My
your
whole
brother.
somebody like made me actually go quiet the other day when we were talking about the New Testament, and his ass was like, "What about the Dead Sea Scrolls?" After that, I said, "No, I'm not talking to these people no more about this." We're talking about the New Testament, and you bring up the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm just done.
Yeah, but I don't. When people, because this is what they'll do. They'll be like, "Oh, well, the King James version of the Bible was translated straight out of the Dead Sea Scrolls." That's how I know they ain't studied when they say that, because it's things that are in the Dead Sea Scroll that are not in the King James version of the book. But they don't know that. They regurgitate what other people say. Don't get me wrong. I'll regurgitate some information, but I bring my own information on top of it. Everything you heard was I told people some of the images that you see are coming from Jonathan Owens, also known as Smash Rockwell, from the hieroglyphics crew, right? He's part of the Amun Ra squad. Yes, I screenshotted some of the information, but my presentation was all me. I just took his images. That's it. I think like 4 or 5 of his screenshotted it and put it up here for y'all. But all that, the pharaohs, the Moses, the Noah, the Ham, the Jacob, the Abraham, all that's me. I just showed you his stuff. Are y'all not gonna make the hamburgers for your brother and sis? That's a no. Noodles it is then.
We got to do a whole live about one day. I'll talk about Christianity that one day. Revelation, last book I'll talk about online. We have to do a whole series on that.
Then that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go and you read Revelations from front to back,
Daddy, did it pass 12?
if it was past 12, all of us would be asleep, son. I go to bed around 10. So when I go to bed, y'all go to bed. If it was 12 o'clock, none of us would be up at all. I mean, we can do it, but I wouldn't want to do it on TikTok.
Okay, I see.
I would
The
I would
cool
want
thing
all
about
of us. No, you're not bringing that in my room. No,
the
go
thing
on.
about Revelations, do Revelations on TikTok, is you're gonna see how everybody has different beliefs. That one whole book, everybody's gonna be saying all these different things, and it'll just show their contradiction in their beliefs.
What's she do? Go pick it up, little girl.
Suten, can you hear me?
What up? What up?
And listen, dude, I just want to like formally apologize to you. I wasn't trying
You
to.
good, bro. We already did all that.
Well, I thought so too, but you just brought it up. Here's the
You
thing.
didn't hear what I said? I
I
said it was just a miscommunication.
What?
That's all.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, man,
It was
I'm a Christian, but I don't feel it my duty to go like be all nasty with people because they don't believe what I believe. I don't really care. I believe in freedom, and I believe people have a right to have free will, just like God lets you have free will. So yeah, I might share my faith a little bit when I think it's right, but I don't really care if you believe or not. I'm not going to look down on you or treat you any different than anybody else. I just want you to know that, and I want you also to know that.
Go ahead.
You know, I appreciate the fact that I can come here and listen and not get attacked and people acting all stupid and nasty about what I think. You know what I'm saying? And I like the reason why I got so upset about getting blocked from Buck's live is because I went to his live a bunch of times and listened to the live, and I like him. And I like listening to his lives, and that's why I was just acting a little stupid because I was upset about that. But I don't have no hard feelings against you or him or anything like that. I was just trying. I'll just be a pain in the ass because I wanted to go back on the live. So, but thank you. Anyway, I just want to let you know that.
You good. I don't have no issues with nobody. I have one issue with two people on this app, and that's God 2 Jones. It's not even an issue. He just keeps saying the same strange stuff, and the earth speaks. And that's it. Everybody else is all right.
Well, my job is just to make you think a little bit, maybe. I don't really care what people's answers are or whatever. I try not to get upset. I ain't going to lie. Sometimes I do, um, I appreciate you, man. Anyway, keep on trucking.
All right, bro. Have a nice day. Yes, it's all cool. Like I don't have a problem with what people believe, but like at some point we got to start seeing mythical characters as mythical characters.
Yep.
We can't be like because then me and Mo talk about this all the time when we be on the phone. Y'all claim that all these other civilizations stories are myths. But when it comes to your story, it's real, even though your God your God's chosen people had interactions with some of these people's gods. Perfect example. If you didn't have the Sumerian tablets, Zoroastrianism, and I think that the other one that the granddad his granddad's little practice, you wouldn't have angels. I see angels in the book. Angels didn't originate in the book. They came from Sumeria, the Zoroastrians, and other places like that, right? Lorenzo, why do you keep coming in my room? No. I swear, when I'm not live, he does not come in here. I might see him 2 or 3 times a day, and that's it. He keeps coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. His brother does
Maybe
the
he want.
same thing. When I'm not live, I barely see them.
Maybe he need to sit down and listen to the master teach, because you've been dropping
This is what
jewels.
I do. I don't teach my kids none of this at all.
Okay,
I don't want to corrupt their mind.
that's how I am too. But isn't that the oldest one?
No, that's Lorenzo. That's my
Okay, okay.
my oldest son is at work right now.
I do the same thing, Suit. My son's not like, if I expose him to religion or anything like that, it's gonna be him being exposed to everything.
Oldest son, what?
Like that's the only way he's gonna do it.
Mine just should be at work. That's yeah, technically, but he is the oldest son. I
He
think
said,
it's gonna get to the point because I see it with my son Robert, right? He tries to pick up on the stuff that I talk about, but I don't want to corrupt. I don't want to manipulate my kids' minds on the stuff that I'm into. I want them to pick it up
right,
for themselves. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I have the
That's
same
why I
thought.
got the books. If they
Yep,
want to learn something, I'm like, here, just take this book. I'm not going to teach you it. You teach yourself.
yep. I'm the
If
same way.
I
And it's
wanted,
funny,
go ahead.
my mom is a minister, and she actually did this by accident, where she just exposed me to every religion. She told me what she believed in, but she exposed me. So I never got indoctrinated, because from a young kid, I could look at the Hare Krishna temple and go and see what they was doing. I went to an Islamic school. Like, I don't know what that was about her, but she exposed me to everything. So I couldn't fall for anything. So it's either going to be that with my son, or I just will ignore the topic altogether until he's old enough to ask me questions.
This is what I wanted for when it came to my sons, right? I wanted a Hebrew Israelite. I wanted a Kemetic, and I wanted a Nuwapian, and then I wanted an Islamic. So I wanted my 4 sons to be that. So we can have a house of knowledge, and then we all can debate each other. But it ain't happening like that.
I don't think these kids are going to be so easily indoctrinated anyways. They came out
No,
different
and
than
look, you see, look. If you look at the chat, right? You got Joel and you got Jerome, right? They're young. They're the young cats. They're coming up, and like They sharp with it. So you just look at, and then you got like the young phenom, even though he's a believer. I don't think he's gonna be a believer 2-3 years down the line. I
Right.
think he's gonna be like, you know what, I say he even if he's a believer down the line, he's gonna be one of those educated people that can separate mythology from the book. But I see the new age cats that's coming in that's like between 18 and like 28.
Right.
It's too much knowledge. Like we had to study.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get the book. There was no internet where you could just go in, and that's like the internet now is not like how the internet was 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps it updated and updated, and then they pull out the searches fast. So you could be in a whole debate with somebody, and they say something that you think is, oh, you know, I never heard that. Then you just hit speak on the phone and like you ask Google, like, look, this is what Google says. And then they're like, oh, you know, they're like, oh, well, you can't trust Google. So you'd be like, okay, we're not going to go to Google. We're going to Google Scholar. We're going to see what the scholars are saying. We're going to hit this article. We're going to go to this website. Oh, well, this is what the consensus is saying.
Facts.
But we always, not when I say we, I'm just talking about the younger generation is always going to have the one up because they can go outside the book. And then they use common sense. That man, he put up there, he said imaginary friends.
Mm.
I was like, yo, because I always say that. You got, what's the difference between the imaginary friends that children believe in versus the imaginary friends that are in the Bible? And then they try to give you the spin. Oh no, these imaginary friends stuff, that's the fake. And I don't believe in imaginary friends because God and Jesus talks to me through the spirit that's in my heart. Whoa, 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 whoa. And that's what you believe. You can't prove it.
That's
Then
exactly what happened.
have you seen y'all seen God? Oh, you can't see him physically. You ain't never seen him. That sounds like an imaginary friend. If I got on this app all day, every day, and told y'all I was married, and y'all never seen my wife, somebody in the comment section is gonna be like, bro, you always talking about this wife. We ain't never seen her. We don't think you married. You made her up.
Right.
Yeah, I think Joel, he gonna be the next top dog. I can see it.
Definitely.
Because he don't get rattled. Something like an irk his nerves and he give a look and that's it. Then he go back to just being him. When he get the information, it's a wrap. I can see it. But that's why a lot of like when you look, they because they don't think he know. And that's why they show up. But he know. You can just look how calm. I have never seen somebody that young be that calm. Especially when they're dealing with people's beliefs. So you
I
already
had to
know
ask.
he got the information, and then when they say something, he already typing up the Bible verse, and he telling them, "Look, okay, you said this or this, but when you read down a couple of more verses, it says this," and he killing with their own shit. He like the new buck. Joe's like the new buck.
I had to ask him. I said, "How do you stay so damn calm? I can stay calm for a minute when we're talking information, but when these people start insulting my intelligence, then I go somewhere else. I don't know." But he stayed so calm. He said, "You just gotta breathe." So I was practicing breathing for like 30 minutes, just watching. I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get up here." And somebody said some crazy stuff about kids being okay to marry and stuff. I went flat off. I couldn't help it. But he be so calm.
Nah, they be pissing Mo off. Y'all, this is how I know when Mo gets upset. Because Mo start talking real fast. Or he get that aggravated saw. Mo hold their hand and walk them down the path of nothing where the cliff is, and let them just jump off. He hold them hand, he pat them on the back, he hype them up, he massage their shoulders and stuff. Then he get there and be like, you know what, man, just just jump. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. And they're like, you know what, Mo, you right. I'm just jump, and they just commit scholarly suicide.
And he'd be so patient too, just sitting there listening and letting them hang themselves. Like that's literally what he does.
Right? Mo studied this stuff, and it's not that much stuff that shocks him, right? But when I was with Child, what was it? Facts for God, and we brought up what the Septuagint. No, what the not the Septuagint. It was the I think it was the Codex Sinaiticus or the Septuagint when it was talking about I think the sun, and it didn't say nothing that was in the book, the Bible. It said something. It said sun rays. And I was like, Jesus is a son. I said, Jesus is the personification of the son. That's it. And Facts for God was trying to tell me I'm wrong. So I was like, okay, so what this say? And then in the middle of talking, Mo just cut us off. He was like, yo. I was like, what's up? And then Facts for God thought we set him up. He was like, y'all baited me. Y'all setting me up. How we set you up, bro? I didn't even know Mo was looking at this.
Wow.
But this is Mo's like his chill nature, right? Because somebody would give him some information and Mo go look it up. And Mo stop talking. Sometimes he'll put himself on mute, sometimes he won't. But he's reading the article in silence. And he's trying to see where he's trying to go to where that person's at to see if the information is factual or if it's just something that they believe. Because he's looking for keywords. And when he see those keywords in there that's just talking about a certain type of belief, then therefore he knows that they just talking about what they believe and not something that's factual.
Right.
So they end up hurting themselves. I would not want to debate him on any topic at all. I wouldn't want to do it.
I think we got into one debate, but it wasn't about nothing factual, really. I think it was about what was it?
Me and him, we were discussing the metal netter.
Mhm.
That's the only time me and him had a disagreement. Was with the metal netter.
I think our thing was about gender roles or something in somebody else's life, but he really didn't. It wasn't really a big debate or anything because it wasn't nothing like we could go fact for fact with. But that's the only thing because I agree with his information for the most part, and if I don't know it, I'll look it up, and then it'd be right. So I don't know. I don't think I would go head to head with him on like the scripture. I don't think I would go head to head with Precious on the scripture. Who
No,
else?
couldn't do that. That's committing suicide.
Right. There's certain people because like when I was studying this, it was like years ago, and a lot of people that just came out of the Hebrew Israelite, so that shit is fresh on their mind. So I won't go scripture for scripture with none of them.
We was in Yaju Judah's live, and it was Patience and Royal up there, and he had like 50 people in the chat. I said, I don't know why he let Patience up here, but he just fucked up. I said, because she about to school him with the scripture. I've never met somebody that know the scripture like she know the scripture. Kenya's close. I mean, Emily might have an edge over Patience.
Joe actually knows the scripture. Joe knows the scripture. He be pulling shit out of the blue in his head, not even typing nothing. Joe
he,
knows the
he,
scripture.
probably, he probably got like a pastor or something in his family.
Mm.
You should know it's not easy to debate Hebrews.
Hell
Shit.
no. Hell no. It's not easy.
I gotta go deep in my like if you get into a debate with an educated Hebrew, you gotta go deep into your bag. Because they'll agree with you on certain stuff.
That's why I stay out of the book with them. Now let's talk about religious history. Let's let's get out this damn book because they know word for word. Just like the people who follow Islam, I can't go word for word on the Quran, but I could talk about the history of all the Abrahamic religions.
Don't fuck with them because the moment you start talking about Islam, they block you. It's like your live has been banned. So I don't fuck with them at all. But
Nah, you can, we
me and Mo got
we
some. We got a little arsenal for them though. Because if they sitting there, because you see it all the time, they be like, the Quran has never been tampered with. Sorry, bro. The top 3 scholars beg to differ. The Quran they had in, was it 625, 620 AD ain't the same Quran that they got now.
and even it's logical to see that they're saying that they've been playing telephone with the Quran. So of course there's going to be mistakes in it. It's because we're human beings. Oh yeah, it's from memory, and we just write it down. There's going to be changes.
But the Quran is like, it's like the verses is like songs. It's not written how the Bible is. You read, oh, you got to go in the Acts and read. No, you sing. When you read the Quran, you're singing it. You're just really singing. It's not like you just read it. You're singing like a song. So of course people can memorize that because who don't remember their favorite song?
But they gonna
One
get
of
some.
my favorite songs is it's P Diddy and Mace, and they got Biggie's in it too, but Biggie had passed. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. But I know Biggie's part, and I know Mace's part. I just forget the name of the song. And then I got a song by Chameleonaire I know by heart. So if you put something in a word and you're wording it like it's a song, yeah, it's gonna be easy to remember, especially if you're spending like 5 to 7 years studying it.
hmm But at the end of the day, though, even if you memorize it as a song, somebody's gonna get the telephone chain wrong sometimes, and this is over a couple of thousand years
Yeah.
or 1,000 years, one of the two. I wish that more Christians would get up here on these topics because then we could really break some stuff down and break bread with knowledge together. There won't be no arguments. There would just be you say who the actual leaders of Egypt at the time, and then they bring out their books and say, no, these are the actual leaders, and then we can have a real conversation. But they rather argue
Open
their
that
beliefs.
window, son. Open that window and turn that fan on. I swear that boy can't cook. I gotta tell him every day, turn on the vent and open the window. What she say?
But
Who the
soon,
hell is Bear? Who's
her
Bear?
baby, her baby.
I'm thinking she talking about a puppy. I thought she was talking about a puppy. Oh, I am lost in the sauce. Oh, no, my baby boy bad as shit. What's up, Patar? Yeah, we about to go ahead and head on out, y'all.
All right.
I probably load this to YouTube. It's probably Saturday. I'm gonna edit
Yeah,
it
that
though.
that beginning part was so fire. Like now, let's get to the logic of this stuff. But I'm surprised they didn't come in here trying to dismantle what you said.
I'm telling you, whenever we do something like this, I don't get that many people in. But like yesterday, when we were arguing, and I had over 110 people in there.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed it, and I was even educated myself. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. They gotta start throwing out some of these religious people. They gotta throw away the, and that's a dagger. That Abraham's a dagger. That Noah's a dagger. That Jacob, that's a dagger. I feel sorry for him. I mean, I'm not saying don't follow your religion, but don't come to us and try to make it seem like these mythical characters are real.
Yeah.
If you got these people that remember the Egyptian civilization, it's not as old as the other civilizations in Africa. They're fresh. The Egyptian civilization is fresh. It's not the oldest civilization.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fresh. That's where they put everything at. It was like the peak of the knowledge. But it's not old. The Nubian kingdom's older than that. The people that are in the Congo are older than that. They're older than that.
South Africans. Yep. And the crazy thing about it is, like, Buck was trying to talk about the Brazilian pyramids, and they don't realize Egypt, even though, white people uphold Egypt and they love it, it's not the oldest. So if they find an older structure in Brazil that's similar to the pyramids, it's because Egypt isn't as old as the other civilizations in Africa. So they got to learn that too.
Right? I don't think they want to.
But this was good. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this information.
Yeah, I don't know if the pyramid in Brazil, what they want to call a pyramid in Brazil, is older than the ones in Nubia. I would have to look that up.
I did, so they're like 25 years older than like the pyramids in Egypt. Like it's that specific. It's like a few years older than the ones in Egypt, but they're not the same. They're not built the same. They're not made out of the same materials. The reasonings were so different
Yeah,
for why.
they're made out of like sand.
Yeah, out of seashells and sand and stuff like that. So they just both look like big triangles. That's all it is. Like, that's the only similarity that they have.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to get the timelines because I'm not saying that people are wrong. I just want to get the timelines of the pyramids. What did they say? Brazil and Peru.
Hmm.
That's what they said is older.
It just was in Brazil, and they said something like only 25 years older than like the oldest pyramids that they found in Egypt. But Egypt's not the oldest civilization in Africa and in Sudan, like Nubia, all the places that you were just talking about, they have these kind of structures too. So
Christian, are they calling it a pyramid though?
they are calling it a pyramid. Back in the day, like the Olmeca areas and the Aztec areas, they did used to call them mounds, but they're calling these pyramids in Brazil. They're calling them pyramids. And this is from archaeology .org or whatever. This is from them calling it a pyramid.
Do you know the date?
Hold on.
Is it BC or AD?
Let me see if I still have it up. Hold on. I might have to drop down, but hold on.
Mo needs to bring his ass on up here. He probably doing stuff around the house. Hold on, y'all. My kids is cooking too hot.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, echo. Hello, hello. Okay. Oh,
Rico,
there.
you need to clean this kitchen floor right here. Big ass piece of bologna, and I just stepped on it.
It's saying 3000 BC.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Yep.
about 400 years.
Oh shit, I thought I read it said 25 years, but yeah, 3000 BC. So it's hella old, but like we said, Egypt is not where everything started like that. Just white people just uphold it more because they think they have like the best technologies until they come up to look at the older religions and the older places in the Yoruba land and Igbo land and stuff, and they're finding out about the Zulus and their technology. But for all these years, everybody's been putting Egypt above everything.
Yeah, I want to see what it looked like.
It's definitely a pyramid-like structure. It's just not like nothing that's in Egypt.
That ain't no pyramid.
They're calling it a pyramid, Susan.
That's a mound.
They built it, so that's
Oh,
why
okay,
the.
okay. I see the other side is like a pyramid. I see it. I see what they saying.
Mm-hmm. They built
So,
that they built that mug, but they did it for different reasons. I don't think they had under chambers, but it wasn't like the Egyptian ones. You know how it goes into the ground like that? They had to
yeah.
like dig to some things, but they used it for spiritual practices. They think that these pyramids or whatever you want to call it had a flat surface on top of it. Like it's just it is a different thing. It's a totally different thing, but it looks like a triangle. Bo knows, Mo knows. Yes, he does.
I am trying to go to.
That
Yes.
the trash can gets full because nobody's pushing it down, and I'm doing it.
What is that on the side of your stomach? Come here. Oh, the birthmark. Yeah, I'm looking for a site where I can actually see because the Smithsonian is just it's just taking me to Egypt. I don't.
It was like the .org I seen. It looked like it said archaeology.org or something like that.
Okay,
I
I'll
can
go to
leave again,
that. I'll go to that.
but yeah, this is only. They're not saying Peru. They're not saying Mexico. They're saying just Brazil.
Okay, what the fuck just happened? It just kicked me out. Yeah, every time I try to go in there, it's not. There it goes. Pushed it. So I gotta search for the pyramid.
When I put pyramid in Brazil, it was like the first thing that came up.
That's my son.
I'm gonna have to look deeper on this because now this is making me more interested in South American history and the islands too, because they all had all this kind of stuff for many a years.
45,000, 4,500 euro pyramid. Well, but where's it at though?
Okay, I'll leave. Give me 1 second.
This is 25. Yeah, I don't see it. Let me go to this and see what they say. Latavion, I don't want to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. This is talking about Bosnia. That's Egypt. I don't care about Egypt. That's Egypt. See, some of these places they're not saying that the Brazil is a pyramid. So it's not even popping up. This is Mexico. Oh, I can't find it. Yeah, that's not that's not old though. Let me see what they say. Yes, he
Three.
the Archaeological Institute. They just keep going back to the Egyptians. I don't want the Egyptians.
This one right here in Brazil is that's the one saying 3000 BC.
Yeah, it's about almost almost 400 and something years older than the ones in.
Yep.
But if they push, that's what I'm saying because they push the date back on Egypt. So if they push the date back on Egypt, then they push the date back on the Nubian civilization. I that's when I get off work tomorrow, me and Mark gonna have to have a conversation. I'm gonna have to. I mean, as a matter of fact, let me text him.
I definitely see where you're coming from because it's so funny. We talk about Egypt, some of us call it Kemet, but we really don't get into the Nubian societies. We don't get, that deep. So I see what you're saying there. Like a lot of us, nobody gets that deep. I haven't seen people get that deep into Nubia.
Well, I'm
Seven.
text
They're
him and
saying
ask.
that this. They're saying that this pyramid in Brazil is much older than the one in Mexico.
Yeah, but that's my thing. If it's almost 400 years older than the ones in Egypt, and they push the date back in Egypt, let me see what the date is on that. See, yeah, that one says 31. Yeah, see, I can't find. It's an article, and I can't find the article.
I'll send you what I have. But at the end of the day, though, all the archaeologists says that there's no connection between Egypt and these pyramids, none of them. So that's something when they do that like pseudoscience stuff that they're not understanding. Nobody made a connection. They're just like the same shape type of building. That's like me saying the house I live in, if there's a similar house in South Africa, that I got the idea from them and I didn't. It's already here.
Yes, I'm gonna have Mo because Mo he sent it to me. I don't think I got it. I'm gonna look, but he sent me the new information that they got. I don't think I got it in my phone though. I'm looking for it right now. I don't see it. Yeah, it's not. I don't. It ain't here. He gonna have to give me that article again because he told me because I was one of those people was like the date that they giving us for Egypt is wrong, and I kept telling people that on this app the date is wrong. You got to push the date back because they miscalculated. I was like I cannot tell them the Sumerian culture is not older than Egyptian culture because the Egyptian culture is like 5100 BC. I have the articles. They not in my phone though. I think I just shared it. That they had the articles, right? And the article says it's 5100 BC. So if we're at 5100 BC, and then they're trying to say that that pyramid is at 31, and you said 3000,
Right.
they pushed the date back, but I don't see it in my phone. I'm gonna look for it again.
They're claiming that 3000 BC is the oldest pyramid in the world. That's what they're claiming. But I haven't read anywhere that the claim was that the people interacted with East Africans in any way to make these things happen. It's like a coincidence that they have the same shape building. That's what they came up with. I didn't go and see this stuff for myself, so I can't, I can't confirm or deny that, but that's what the archaeologists are saying.
Yeah. I just hate how
I
they
haven't really.
they move stuff so much.
No,
But
they
yeah,
definitely do.
this is just
I
dealing
haven't.
with.
I was going to tell Seven. I haven't gotten into the Atlanteus thing. I haven't gotten into that yet. Like I can't, because there's not enough evidence for me to talk about. So I really don't. I don't get into that.
Yeah, see, the pyramid is at 25, but that's what I'm saying. It's just the Giza pyramid. I don't care about the Giza pyramid. How old is the other ones? Is like 28, right?
Yeah, like they said 3000 BC.
No, I'm talking about in Egypt. I think their pyramids only go back to like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found it.
No, no, Seven. I get that. I think people misinterpret when I say I don't talk about things because of evidence. Like if it's a sunken place and you guys can find where this sunken place is, and then we get artifacts and stuff, I can talk about it then. I, I don't have any opinion because there's not really evidence for it. There's just stories about it. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I can't talk about it because I haven't seen the evidence for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't find it. So as it stands, we got to go with that Brazil.
Yep.
And what civilization built that?
It's called I will have to leave again. Hold on real quick.
Oh shit. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. The more you dig, the more you dig, the more you find out more information. So I'm at 26. I'm at 2670. So that's
Wait a minute. Trist. Wait a minute. Hold on. Do I have to? I have to drop.
yes, that's 20. Because they found the new pyramid, but it's buried between 2670 and 2640. But it's not the oldest. It's just older than Giza.
Because when you Google search Brazil oldest whatever, that is an Egyptian pyramid.
Open
So
that door.
Egyptian pyramid. That's the
Say that
oldest.
again.
It's an Egyptian pyramid. Zoger is an Egyptian pyramid that's from 3000 BC.
But see, I didn't get that.
I
Yeah,
just read more articles.
Dozier, he was a that was built by who built the step pyramid for King Dozier? Was it Seneferu?
Yeah, that's Egyptian. What if you put in pyramid of Brazil, an Egyptian pyramid comes up. That's what just happened right now.
Who built the Dozier pyramid? Oh, it's Imhotep.
Yes, it's Egyptian. So they got their information wrong.
But that don't. I need the date.
That's the 3000 BC. So the oldest one found is still in Egypt. We was hoodwinked.
It's not that. It's not. It don't go 3,000. It's 2670. That's what I see.
Okay, on the Discovery Channel TV, they said 3000 years.
Oh, well then,
But they said that pyramid is the oldest one. So I guess the oldest pyramid is still in Egypt. Wow. That's what it's saying.
but see, yeah, when I look it up, it says the oldest pyramid is Dozier. But if they got one in, I don't. I would have to read the article in the Brazil because they might say they think it's 3,000 BC, but that don't mean it's 3,000 BC.
But what I just read was the Dozier one is in
Yeah, you
Egypt.
got because when I go to Discover magazine, it says the same thing. It says
Right.
that Dozier is the oldest pyramid.
And it's in Egypt. It's not in Brazil.
Yeah, the
So
Dozier pyramid is he was a king.
yeah, he got his information wrong. Wow.
Why do y'all come up here with this canyon stuff? See, that's what I'm talking about. They just say what they want. That's the belief. You believe the oldest pyramids in the Grand Canyon, bro. You don't have no proof to back that up.
We can go to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I live in Arizona. There's no pyramid down there.
The Lotus Pyramid in the Grand Canyon. Why are you calling it the Lotus Pyramid? The Lotus has to do with the Nile River. That's what they call it. There are no pyramids in North America. I don't know why y'all keep saying this.
And we just The two, somebody already made a claim that the oldest pyramid was on the American continent, and they were wrong. We just found out that the oldest pyramid was in Egypt.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that this weekend. Matter of fact, we probably can go on. What did he say? What was that they were talking about? I got it on my phone. Fan base. We can go on that and talk about it this weekend. When were they pyramids? Do y'all know what a pyramid is? Pyramids are constructed of blocks. Blocks on top of blocks on top of blocks. If it don't have that, it's not a pyramid.
Right, and that pyramid that Google was pushing towards Brazil, that was actually in Egypt, it had blocks. The other stuff doesn't. So y'all got to do a little deeper research. We just researched this in the last 20 minutes. So I don't know, do a little bit more research. The oldest pyramids to date is
There's
in
a
Egypt.
difference
That's what.
between a mound and a pyramid, bro. They call them mounds for a reason. A pyramid is a structure that was compiled together from people working on it and building layer upon layer with bricks. When you look at the mound, you just see it's like people just push in a pile of dirt. They push the pile of dirt together, and then they start digging into it.
If
You
you
gotta show
literally
me.
Google,
Go ahead.
if, if you literally Google pyramids in Brazil, they showed a picture of a pyramid, right? That pyramid was actually a pyramid in Egypt. Like, so I haven't seen the pyramids in Brazil yet. I haven't seen it.
Let me look for it. Yeah, you right. It is different articles, bro.
Does this mean
No, that's my job.
why do you look like someone else? What the name down this setup?
You want ketchup? I don't have ketchup. I got barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Hold on, Patar. Archaeologists have discovered the world's oldest pyramid on the Atlantic coast of southern Brazil, like the Pyramid of Giza in Mexico, the South American ones, yada, 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 yada.
Can I keep some?
Y'all got the chips. I don't have the chips, bro. Dating 3000 BC, the Brazil pyramid predate early Egyptian example by several hundred years. The construction technique were also markedly different. Each Egyptian pyramid built, yada yada. Okay. If this article is facts, I mean, you can't dispute the evidence. What up, Joe? You can't dispute the evidence. It's there. It's there. I mean, that's what they're saying. That's where we gotta go in. Yeah, it says that they predate. It says that they predate. I'm looking at one. Yeah, the Brazilian pyramid looks like the ones in South America, bro. Like, I mean, in Mexico. I mean, not South. I mean, in Mexico. What am I gonna do with that little burger?
You gonna eat it and
I'm
shut
not
up.
gonna eat that
Stop
shit.
bitching and complaining.
Ain't the best burger.
Here, I'm eating that small shit.
God.
Alright, that's starving.
Hi, Bummy.
Hey, mom.
What you doing?
Eating burger.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the ones in Mexico. So I'm gonna say the same civilization built it.
Eat the burger. I'm trying to be nice. Take a bite.
I get up and fix my own. I don't like the
Take
way
a
you
bite.
cook.
You been pancakes.
Hey, what?
We just pancakes.
What pancakes?
The ones he make, he cooked them.
You don't cook
Take a
them.
bite.
I mean, I'm guessing. I'm just gonna say it's the same civilizations that built the ones in Mexico, built the ones in Brazil. That's because they went to go do the research. That's what we got to go on. I mean, I can't refute it right now. But even if it don't matter even if it's older. The civilizations aren't older than the ones in Africa. Just because the pyramid is older don't mean it's older than the ones in Egypt. You got to be older than the ones in the Congo, and it's older than that. But how old is the civilization? I mean, they might come out with studies because I don't see no development stages of this pyramid. So where'd they learn how to build the pyramid if they don't have development stages of it? I'm just saying. That's if the article's even factual. But for right now, that we going with it's real. I'm gonna say it's real. I ain't found nothing to disprove it, so it's real. So we gonna say that the pyramid in Brazil is older than the ones in Egypt. Oh, here we go with this. Some parts of this country is older. Bro, if that's what you believe, you gotta bring evidence to prove your claim. You just saying what you believe. That's cool. You gotta show me. You gotta show me parts of America being older than Africa, bro. Africa is the oldest continent on this planet.
Tell 'em what you did.
Again, what you do? Why do you keep changing clothes? What you do?
Spit it out.
Come here, mama. What she done did?
If you try, if you
I made
trying
her food. She gonna take one bite and throw it outside.
Was that what you supposed to do? Was that nice? He made you a plate, something to eat, and you just gonna do his food like that? Because you didn't like it?
well, so that you ain't getting nothing to eat
No,
then.
you need to apologize to your brother. He spent time in the
So you
kitchen.
talking about Mesopotamian the split? So you trying to try civilization and humans back to Pangea? You gotta be kidding me, dude. Can't do it. But anyway, we ain't really got nothing else to talk about. Y'all just gonna run in circles with this Pangea shit, and I'm not doing it today because we already proved that there was no humans during the time of Pangea. Well, from what the article says, the one in Brazil is older than the ones in Egypt. So we gonna take that. But that's all I gotta talk about. So I'm out.